Cooking Show. I'm Chef Pat Darbone from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and today I'm going to be cooking some good old Louisiana style liver and onions. That's right, liver and onions. I know you people out there probably frowning about liver, but guess what? You don't know what you're missing, because today I'm going to show y'all all about this good old Louisiana style liver and onions. So, but before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and get my little drinky drink. Got to have my drinky drink before I can get started. Now I'm ready. Let's get it on. Okay, so I got my liver. Now this liver and onions doesn't take much at all. All it is 2 ingredients, liver and onions. That's it, liver and onions. Then of course you season them. And then later you're going to make your gravy. But that is it, just liver and onions. That's why it's called liver and onions. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Now, before I start seasoning it, I soaked the liver for about an hour in some milk. And what that does, it just kind of takes away that strong liver taste. A lot of people don't like liver because they say it's got a strong taste. Well, if you soak it in milk for about an hour, it'll kind of tone down that strong liver flavor. So I'm going to go ahead, and I did cut one whole Vidalia onion. A Vidalia onion is a sweet onion. So got it. I sliced them in half. I did some rings, and then I sliced it in half. So I got it all set aside right here. And then I'm going to be using some beef stock in a little while. And of course, I got my Creole seasoning mix right here. And I got my flour. Now, the way I'm going to batter my liver is I like to put my flour with some seasoning in a Ziploc bag. Kind of like shake and bake, you know. You kind of shake it up. I always found that to work a little better than putting it on a plate and flipping it back and forth. I've always watched my mama do it that way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. She put everything in a Ziploc bag, fried chicken, fried fish, whatever, and she shook it up. So I'm going to follow that tradition. So we're going to go ahead and take that liver. And by the way, I got the liver from Lake Charles Poultry. Nice, pretty liver. You want some good liver, you go see Mr. Danny at Lake Charles Poultry, and he'll fix you up. So we're going to go ahead. Ooh, you got to be careful with liver because it is kind of slimy and it's kind of hard to work with, but you just gotta see now it's acting up on me. So I'm gonna put a few of them on the plate like so I can season it. There we go. We got about 4. I can squeeze one more on there. There we go. Like that before we start seasoning. Okay. Go ahead and put that. Now what I'm going to do is I like to use gloves because that liver is kind of bloody, you know. So I like to put my little gloves on so I can season it because I can turn it around with my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Creole Cajun mix and I'm going to kind of dab it a little bit. Now, I really don't want to put too much on it because I'm going to be adding more seasoning when I put it in the pot to make the gravy. So I got seasoning in my flour, and then I got seasoning on the liver itself, and then when I get it in the pot and start making my gravy, then I'll add more seasoning. So you got to be careful so you don't make it over salty or too spicy. So I'm going to go ahead and season the other side like so. All right, now I'm going to show y'all how we do it. I probably need another little platter after I take, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how I do that. So Danny's going to go ahead and get me another platter to put them on. Don't throw the platter at me, Danny. I know you like to throw everything, just don't throw the platter. Woo, all right, thank you. So you're going to put your liver in there, in the flour, like this. All right, the rice is ready. Danny done cooked the rice, boy. He's so good. He knows how to cook rice. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to zip-lock the bag. Make sure it's zipped, because once you start shaking and it opens up on you, you're going to have a mess on your hands, and then you're going to ruin your liver. Okay, there you go. You just shake, shake, shake like that. Shake it up. And I tell you what, by putting it in a Ziploc bag, and I know a lot of you old people, old school, like my age and older, you know about this, because you know, that's how they did it back then, and I'm sure a lot of you do it like that now. But that's the best way to coat anything that you're frying, shrimp, fish, chicken, anything you want to fry, you put it in a Ziploc bag and you just shake it. Okay, let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this platter here, and we're going to go ahead and get it out before we take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be over there at that stove ready to get it on. So, okay, here we go. See that? Both sides nice and coated. You're going to let it sit before you put it in and start frying. You're going to let it sit a few minutes. You see that liver, you got to be careful because it's so, it likes to, sometimes it wants to break up. Because liver is really tender and slimy, so, but anyway, there you go. Got it all nice and coated. All right, so that's it right here for seasoning the liver and getting the flour on. So we're gonna go ahead and take us a little short break, and I'm gonna get my little drinky drink, and when we come back, we'll be headed over to the stove.
Daniel, you ready to go camping?
Well, yeah, Gavin, let's go through the checklist.
Let's check the water lines and fixtures for leaks.
Southern stocks all the plumbing fittings you need to get going.
Is the AC and refrigerator working?
I sure hope so. I hate to be hot or have hot drinks.
Southern stocks several models of ACs and refrigerators.
Don't forget to check the lights.
How many bulbs do you think we'll need? You know they burn out fast.
Southern stocks 12-volt LED bulbs that last up to 50,000 hours.
Let's make our first stop.
Southern Mobile Home and RV Supply.
Since 1991, Dr. Robert Arango has provided the best foot and ankle care for his patients in Southwest Louisiana. Lake Area Foot Care Center is dedicated to your comfort and prompt attention. Many minor foot and ankle procedures can be successfully treated in office, such as ingrown toenails, skin biopsies, hammer toes, bone spurs, and wart removal. At Lake Area Foot Care Center, Dr. Arango's goal is to help you maintain healthy feet and ankles.
Lake Charles Poultry has a second location, offering more convenience and longer hours, but still the freshest meats at the best prices. Service like an old-fashioned meat market. Lake Charles Poultry, Highway 90 East and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center in Lake Charles.
All right, while we was away, I went on and got my olive oil in the skillet. So since I'm cooking a lot of liver and onions, I used about a cup of olive oil, and it's all heated up, just ready to start putting everything in the pot. All right, so I got about 12 pieces of liver I'm cooking tonight. I'm cooking for my aunt and uncle, my Uncle Hubert and my Aunt Sally and my cousin Stephen and his beautiful wife Holiday Guillory and my beautiful cousin Josette. They're going to enjoy this good old liver and onions in a little bit. Look at that, how it's frying down already. Now, liver, it doesn't take long to fry. As soon as it starts turning brown, you're going to flip them over. So I got about 4 pieces in there. You don't want to crowd them up. So I got 4 pieces in there right now. I'm going to let it fry until it gets good and brown. And in the meantime, like I said, I'm cooking this for my aunt and uncle. My Uncle Hubert, that's my mama's brother, and his wife, Aunt Sally. When they found out that I was going to be cooking liver and onions, they said, oh my goodness, we'll take care of everything. Just fix us a plate. So that's what I did. They bought all this stuff, and they're going to be eating some good old liver and onions tonight. Holiday Guillory, I know you're waiting on this, because you love liver and onions. Stephen and Josette, I know y'all mouth is watering, but oh boy, it's going to be good. It's smelling good already. So when I was little, I didn't know what liver was. I used to watch, like I said, I used to watch my mama cook all the time. And when she started cooking this liver, I was kind of skeptical. But what made me like it was once she started cooking those onions, and I just love the smell of onions when it's sauteing. And boy, I tell you what, it started smelling so good. And once she mixed that liver and that onions together, that thought about me not liking it went right out the window. And once she fixed that plate of food, and I ate it for the first time, that was a wrap. And that's been since I was little bitty. And I've been eating it ever since. And I learned how to cook it watching her. My mama was the best cook in town. If anybody ate her cooking, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and flip it over like so, because it's good and fried on each side. Boy, that's some big liver. There we go, like that. So one day I was cooking some liver and onions, and like always, I used to post all my good cooking on Facebook. So I had taken a picture of my liver and onions, and my good friend Penny Darbone, she has a beauty shop in Sulphur. Yeah, she's a Darbone, but I don't think we're kin, but that's all right. We're good friends. We may be kin. We don't know, but we're good friends. So Penny chimes in on Facebook, and she says, oh, my God, that's my favorite. So I took it upon myself. I didn't say nothing back. Took it upon myself, and I fixed her a big old plate, and I showed up at her shop with some liver and onions, a plate of liver and onions. And I tell you what, once she ate it, she got home, she sent me a message, and she said that was the best liver and onions she has ever had. She said she's never eaten the liver and onions that taste that good. So I was happy about that. So you see, that blood is all coming out like so. So I think we're going to go ahead and take this batch out, and we're going to put another batch in. Now once it's ready to come out, you're going to want to put a couple of paper towels on the plate to kind of soak up all that oil, that grease. So we're going to go ahead and take these out so we can start on the next batch. Woo-wee! Looking good, smelling good. Look at that. Look how pretty that looks. We're going to go ahead and add another batch to it, like so. Now this flour is going to help make that gravy. It's going to start thickening up, and when I'm getting ready to make my gravy, I'm going to throw my onions in that same pot, and I'm going to scrape up all that dripping at the bottom that the flour sticks to the pot, and that's going to help make the gravy. But of course, liver is hard to make a dark gravy, so I'm gonna need to help it along a little bit. That's when you add some gravy mix to it. It's not like frying chicken or pork chops where you can make your own gravy from the meat. You can't do that with liver. So you have to help it along and add some kitchen bouquet and some powdered gravy mix to it, and I'll show y'all that in a minute. But right now we're gonna go ahead and fry this down, and then got one more batch to go. So while this is frying down, we're gonna go ahead and take a little break, and when we come back, we're gonna go ahead and start on these onions.
Daniel, you ready to go camping?
Well, yeah, Gavin, let's go through the checklist.
Let's check the water lines and fixtures for leaks.
Southern stocks all the plumbing fittings you need to get going.
Is the AC and refrigerator working?
I sure hope so. I hate to be hot or have hot drinks.
Southern stocks several models of ACs and refrigerators.
Don't forget to check the lights.
How many bulbs you think we need? You know they burn out fast.
Southern stocks 12-volt LED bulbs that last up to 50,000 hours.
Let's make our first stop.
Southern Mobile Home and RV Supply.
Lake Charles Poultry has a second location, offering more convenience and longer hours, but still the freshest meats at the best prices. Service like an old-fashioned meat market. Lake Charles Poultry, Highway 90 East and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center in Lake Charles.
All right, PatnDaPot been cooking it up, and boy, I got this good old liver smelling real good. Okay, we're on our last batch of liver right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that out, and then we'll start cooking down our good old onions. All right, we're gonna take this last batch out right now. See how, if you can see at the bottom of that pot, how that flour almost made a roux. And that's gonna help brown the onions. And that's gonna help with the gravy also. Since liver is hard to make a gravy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I got one whole onion in there, cut up almost in ringlets. And we're just gonna throw it in there like so. Now with liver and onions, I like to put a lot of onions, because I like loads of onions on top of my rice with my liver. That's why it's called liver and onions. I like a liver with my onions. Pretty much. Liver with my onions. All right. So we got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of seasoning on these onions. Woo, man, I just love the way onions smell when it's sauteing. Good Lord. There's no better smell. All right. So we're going to go ahead and saute these. And once this is sauteed, I'm going to go ahead and add my liver back. Well, I'm going to make the gravy, and then I'm going to add the liver back in there. Go ahead and lower this fire a little bit. I got a lot of onions, so it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to tell y'all, it's not really a joke. It's something that I heard the other morning. I was driving up to work, and I was playing the radio, and this commercial came on, and it was talking about perception, how you perceive things. It's kind of like a Christian commercial. So they had this pastor. He went to visit this elderly lady at her house. When he got there, you know, she opened the door, let him in. They went in the living room and they were sitting down talking. And the pastor notices a bowl of peanuts sitting on the coffee table. So he reaches over and he starts eating the peanuts. Eating the peanuts, and he's just talking, eating the peanuts. But before you know it, the pastor had eaten the whole bowl of peanuts. So when he realized he ate all the old lady's peanuts, he apologized. He said, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry." He said, "I got carried away talking, and I just ate all of your peanuts." So she looks at him and she says, "That's okay, Pastor. Since I went to the dentist and he pulled out all my teeth, I'm not able to eat the peanuts. So I suck off all the chocolate." Boy, I tell you what, that old pastor almost had a heart attack. He ate that whole bowl of peanuts and she had done sucked off all that chocolate on it. I bet you he'll think twice before he eats somebody's peanuts again. Okay, so my onions is getting good where I want it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add just a little dash of beef stock, so I can scrape up that, start making that gravy like that. There we go. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of dashes of white wine. You know I got to use my white wine pretty much in almost everything I cook with. Not everything, but almost everything. Got to have my little drinky drink inside my food. All right, so we added that. And you see it's lifting up all that brown stuff, but it's not quite a gravy. And my onions is not quite done, so we're going to go ahead and let it fry some more. All right. So I bet you a lot of you might be out there saying, oh my God, I can't believe she's cooking liver and onions. That's gross. No, it's not gross. And a lot of you out there saying, oh my God, that looks so good. And I'm one of them in here saying, oh my God, it looks so good. I'm getting stuff all over my little chef coat. Okay, it's frying down. Now what I'm gonna do now is I like to take a little bit of powdered gravy mix and just shake it over there like that. That's what's gonna help your gravy. So you're gonna, just like that, you're gonna stir it up and it's gonna start thickening up where once you put the beef stock in there, you can have a good gravy. And then you'll pour a little bit of browning sauce in there to darken the gravy. But it's looking pretty good right now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add a little bit more gravy mix, and then I'm gonna add some browning sauce because I'm ready to make my gravy. Just like so. Now I'm gonna add a couple little dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And you can season it how you want. This is just my preference. Like so. And then I'm gonna add some browning sauce. That's what's gonna help the gravy. Put a little dash of that. About a teaspoon to a tablespoon. There we go. Now I'm gonna start adding my beef stock. This is where your gravy comes in. You do a little bit at a time until you get your gravy where you want it. So you're gonna stir up all that brown drippings at the bottom of your pot from your flour. It kind of almost made a roux. If you notice how much flour I used, it kind of thickens up the gravy a little bit. So see how that's looking pretty already? Okay, so now we can go ahead and start adding our liver back to the pot, and then I'm gonna add the beef stock, and then I'm gonna let it simmer a little while. Look how, ooh, that's pretty. If you never ate liver and onions before, you might wanna try it. You need to try PatnDaPot's liver though. You can't beat it. I've eaten liver and onions at different restaurants, but I haven't yet to find any of them that taste like PatnDaPot's. And I'm not just saying that because it's me, but it is me. Must say I like my own cooking. You can't get my cooking in no restaurant, nowhere. And all of you who had my cooking, you know. All right, boy, I tell you what, that is nice, 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 nice. Got that liver all at the bottom. Now I'm gonna stir that up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my beef stock. That's 32 ounces of beef stock. I'm gonna pour a little bit at a time, bump up my fire so my gravy can start bubbling. I want to bring my gravy to a boil, like so. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let this cook. So this is basically it. You're gonna just keep on adding your beef stock until you get your gravy like you want it, good and thick. And then you're gonna let it cook for about 10-15 minutes, and she'll be ready to eat. So we're gonna go ahead and take us a little break. We're gonna let this cook and take us a little break, and we'll be right back.
Lake Charles Poultry has a second location, offering more convenience and longer hours, but still the freshest meats at the best prices. Service like an old-fashioned meat market. Lake Charles Poultry, Highway 90 East and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center in Lake Charles.
Since 1991, Dr. Robert Arango has provided the best foot and ankle care for his patients in Southwest Louisiana. Lake Area Foot Care Center is dedicated to your comfort and prompt attention. Many minor foot and ankle procedures can be successfully treated in office, such as ingrown toenails, skin biopsies, hammer toes, bone spurs, and wart removal. At Lake Area Foot Care Center, Dr. Arango's goal is to help you maintain healthy feet and ankles.
All right, now we got this good old liver and onions all cooked up. So while we was away, I got my gravy all made up in my liver, and I want y'all to get a good shot of that. Let me get my little drinky drink right quick. Ooh-wee! All right, look at that liver, that gravy and onions. Boy, I tell you what, Uncle Hubert and Sally, Holiday, Steve, and Josette, I'm coming around the corner with y'all's good old liver and onions. Won't be long. We're gonna go ahead and plate it and taste it. So, all right, so like I said, I added 32 ounces of beef stock and some gravy powder mix, and I just seasoned it to taste. That's all you need to do. Season to taste. Go ahead and get this little piece on the plate right here. Look at all those pretty onions. Ooh, yeah. It's like that. Just like that. All right, let me go ahead and wipe this up so it can be nice and pretty. There we go, look at it. Got my fork over there. Ooh, look how pretty that is, and it smells divine. Let me get my glass, little drinky drink glass, and we're gonna go ahead and sample this good old liver and onions. All right. Ooh, saucy bon. Yeah. All right, let me move a little drinky drink off the side because I ain't fixing to play around with this liver and onions. Oh, yes, indeed, monsieur. Let's break into that. Come on over here. Oh, look at this. Oh, man, just breaks right apart. Let's get one good little taste. Oh, yeah, monsieur. Get a good little green onion in there. Woo, here we go. Make you slap your mama. Woo, you talk about good. Now, that's what I call some good old Louisiana style liver and onions. All right. We're going to go ahead and close this show for today, and we'll be back with more Pat in the Pot next week.